what is going on after Brexit? The EU and Great Britain have not made any progress so far. In order to explore room for maneuver, EU Chief Negotiator Barnier has now met Chancellor Merkel. One topic, the dispute over catch quotas. After an EU summit, it is not always technically easy for correspondents in Brussels to ask the Chancellor about Brexit via video link. Sometimes the activation of the microphone is simply stuck. When asked how she assesses the chances that the EU and the UK will agree on a trade deal at the last second, after the British have finalized the fisheries agreement with the EU single market member Norway now, the Chancellor admitted optimistic through the ARD studio in Brussels. The ARD is the biggest German public broadcasting station, financed by the viewers living in Germany. And she gave an interview to the ARD on this topic. The British agreement with Norway is an indication that they are on a constructive path. This agreement is not a bad omen for the negotiations between Michel Barnier and the British. Rather, it shows, as she says, you can find an agreement, and so she emphasized this. Angela Merkel is a doctor of physics, as you might know, and she's quite a logical person and quite a pragmatic person. Barnier was with the Chancellor in Berlin yesterday to explore the EU's leeway for such an agreement with the British. Because the EU Council Presidency is in German hands during the final of a post-Brexit agreement. And this final is becoming more and more a top priority, although it wasn't in the last summits. The 27 heads of government have to consider where they can accommodate London a little more than before, and where, conversely, the British have to move. Barnier's mandate is not a very tight corset. Of course, that allows for a certain degree of openness and flexibility, emphasizes Merkel's man at the EU in Brussels, Michael Klaus. This flexibility is particularly useful when it comes to fishing. Here, Germans, Belgians, Dutch, French and Spanish have to be content with lower fishing quotas if a trade agreement is to be concluded with the British. This is particularly tough for French President Emmanuel Macron. Its poll numbers are already in the basement, as we say in German. Macron fears rebellious fishermen in Normandy and Brittany if catch quotas fall. The British want to offer the EU a 3-year transition period when it comes to fishing to take steam out of the negotiating boiler. This would give the EU fishing trawlers time to adapt to new fishing regulations in British waters. During these 3 years, catches would continue to decrease in order to avoid an abrupt stop. The corona pandemic is not stopping the clock. We are running out of time, warns EU negotiator Barnier. The British would finally have to show that they will continue to adhere to the standards and rules of the EU internal market in the future if they want to supply this internal market duty-free and quota-free in the future. Especially social, environmental and consumer standards are meant with that. The German representative sees an opportunity to compromise with the EU's subsidy rules. We can say that there has to be an approximate equivalence. In the end, I can imagine, we will have a solution in the end, says Klaus. There's not much time left in Brussels and London. The agreement must be in place in November, otherwise there will be a hard Brexit at the end of December. And if you now want to know more about European or global politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you on the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß!